Okay, we've been looking at different file types that can be created and imported into the Office applications. And today you're going to see why understanding these file types is going to be important as you use them in the Office applications. There are two methods that are used to insert text from files or text as objects inside these Office applications. Now this is a big subject, so I'm going to have to use two videos here to keep this from going very long. And the first one we're going to deal with is just how we insert text. And this is only inside of Microsoft Word. This does not work in Excel or PowerPoint or Outlook, but only in Microsoft Word can we insert text, but it has to be from accepted file types. And that's what we'll see in today's video. The second method that is mentioned here is inserting objects from other file types. And we'll be looking at this in the second video. And this is useful in Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. And the way that you do it in all four of these applications is the same. Now, what I've done here is to capture just the ribbons of the Insert tab for, this is Word, and this is Excel, and down here we see PowerPoint. We're going to find the ways to insert these different file types into our documents by first of all going to the Insert tab, and you'll see them all right here. There's an Insert tab in Word, Insert tab in Excel, and the same in PowerPoint. And then once we're on the Insert tab, then we need to go over to the text group. Now the text group may be in a different location, and a lot of this is going to depend upon the width of the application on your screen. But you see here's the text group, and over here's the text group, and down here's the text group for PowerPoint. They all look a little bit different, but it's exactly the same thing. You go to the Insert tab and then to the text group, and then from there you're going to look for objects. So this is going to be, in Word you may see the word object if your application is wide enough on your screen. In Excel, which is exactly the same width here as Microsoft Word, all we see is just a little drop down arrow under the text group. So it's going to look a little different, but it's going to work exactly the same way. And then down here in PowerPoint we see the text group, and then we see just the icon. And you may notice that this icon here for the objects in PowerPoint looks exactly the same as it does here in Word. And when you click on this link to open an object in Excel, it'll look exactly the same as well. So let's get into this. I'm going to go to a Word document, and so here we have the Insert, and I'm going to come over here to the text group and then click on the drop down, and we see here under object we can insert object. That's going to be in the second video, but right now we're just looking at text from a file, and you cannot do this in PowerPoint or Excel. You can only do this in Microsoft Word. So text from a file is very, very simple, but you have to look carefully at what you're doing. So click text from file, and it's going to bring us to an Insert File dialog box. And we're going to see here in this dialog box some file types. Now you know that this is not the full list of all of the different files that are in the file extensions folder. If I bring that up, you can see here that in this file extensions window I have a lot of different file types. And so there are 17 of them. So if I go back here, the reason I'm only seeing here just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is because these are filtered, and you can see that filter right down here in the lower right corner of your screen. And if I click on this drop down arrow, you'll see a drop down, and this does not look exactly like what we saw when we were trying to save file types. You don't see everything listed here that you would see if you were trying to save a file. What you see here are the types of files that can be used if you want to insert text from a file. So obviously you can use any kind of a Word document, And any kind of a macro enabled document, an XML file, the old versions of Word. You can even put in text from web pages and templates and so on. And obviously down here the rich text format and the text file, and then even open document formats that would come from places like Google Docs or other open document files. So what we're going to do here is just do the simple one first of all and just select these text file. And here is a file that I know contains the days of the week, and it's a text file format. And I'm just going to click here, Insert, and it just puts those in there, just the names of the week. And I can edit these, no problem. And just the days of the week right out of a text file. Now let's try inserting this from an RTF file, which is a rich text format. These are created in WordPad. The reason I did it this way is so that you could see the difference. Remember, rich text formatting can contain some formatting. And here you can see that the font size is larger and the color is red. And it's exactly the same content as up here. It's just that down here we have it formatted. And again, this is just plain old text. There's nothing special about this at all. If I can change it, I can edit it in any way that I want to do. If I come back to insert text from a file, what you have to be aware of is that you cannot insert text from any kind of file other than what is given in this list here. So if you had an assignment and it said to insert text from an Excel spreadsheet, you can't do it, can you? Because Excel is not one of the file types that's accepted here. You can't insert text from a PowerPoint presentation because that's not one of the accepted file types that's in this list. So just always remember that if you're being told to insert text into some kind of a document, if you're just going to be inserting the text only, it has to be something that matches up with the file types that are shown in this filter below.